James from the Fit RV. Now, if you follow our website or our blog, you know that we're having trouble finding the right next coach for ourselves. Well, one of the things that's occurred to me is I could build my own, and if I were to do that, the platform I'd build it on would be the Dodge Ram ProMaster. Now, a ProMaster, that's nothing new. They've been around a while. But here at Larry H. Miller Dodge, they have just now gotten in the diesel ProMaster, which opens up a bunch of other opportunities for outfitting an RV. So they're kind enough to let us take it for a test drive, so we're going to do just that now. Let's go. All right, so we're in the ProMaster and it's running. It's not terribly loud. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Some peculiarities about starting it. It's got to be in neutral and the parking brake's got to be on in order to start it, but we've got her underway, so here we go. Now this is an empty van, so it's going to ride a little different, probably going to be a little loud. And we're off. Okay, it's definitely got more of a big rig kind of feel to it. Definitely slows down when it changes gears. It's got a it's like a automatic manual transmission it's got in here. So it's actually got a clutch and whatever, and it shifts gears. You can definitely tell it's doing that. And it's a different feel than the automatic transmission that we've got like in our Sprinter, for example. So also while we're stuck here in traffic, the transmission is a little different. So it's definitely a manual transmission. Like stopped here on this slight incline, if I take my foot off the brake, I start to roll backwards. So, you know, not unlike a vehicle with a manual transmission, you take your foot off the brake, you're going to roll backwards if it's a hill. Same thing happens here. The brakes also, they're they're going to take some getting used to. They're a little aggressive, a little light touch. But, you know, certainly I think they'd be adequate for stopping a vehicle like this. Once it gets up to speed, it's a pretty quiet, pretty smooth ride. I got no complaints about the cruising speed. All right, so we're headed up a hill. This is a hill that I can routinely hit 45 miles an hour on a bicycle on the way down, so we're seeing what the ProMaster can do on the way up. Oh yeah. It's shifting a lot. I don't know that I'm really a fan of the way it's shifting right now, but we are well over the speed limit, so I got no complaints there. Of course, again, this is an empty van, so there's, you know, going to be a significant difference by the time we get this loaded up with an RV built inside of it. Okay, so we're going to check out the turning radius of this thing. And here we go. I'm going to make a U-turn here in the road with just this little bit of a 2-lane to help. And I have got almost a lane to spare. The turning radius on this thing is incredible. Blown away. Front wheel drive, turning radius, outstanding. Okay, not that I recommend doing donuts in the church parking lot, but I've got the ProMaster, we've got the parking lot, let's do it.
Love it.
Well, I guess we probably should take her back. All right, and we're on our way back to the dealership. Time to head out on the interstate. Let's see how she does. Very much like driving a manual. You can feel the definite lag between when it shifts gears, just like it would if you were a person actually shifting a manual transmission. It's a different feel. But I've had no problems getting up to speed. We are cruising back. All right, now here's something a little different. Since this is an automatic manual transmission, there's no park. I'm back at the dealership. I went to put it in park. There's not one. So it's neutral and kill it, I guess. And the parking brake, also important. All right. So one of the reasons why I'm very interested in the ProMaster as a platform to build an RV is this. I can put the bed horizontally, which means I can mount it up high and have room for a bike garage or lots of storage underneath the bed. It's, I'll measure it here in a second, but it's pretty wide. It's wide enough for me to sleep. Good enough for an RV with the bed sideways. I got 6'2", plenty of room for a bed for Steph and I. Now, if you're a really tall person, maybe that won't work, but for us, it's gonna work out just fine. No problem with ceiling height, and this is the high roof model. And I got plenty of room to stand up, and even a little bit of room for some insulation and overhead wires, that sort of thing. All right, so having a look at the dash, again, it's a very American looking dash. It's got standard 3-knob climate controls, infotainment system, gauges where they're supposed to be. The on the doors, the window things are on the doors. They're not in the middle, or the door lock is over there. It's not in some strange place. Very American looking dash. And 1, 2, 3, 4, counting the ones in the doors, 5, 6, 7, 8 cup holders in the dash and the front doors. 8. And finally, a word about service. This is a Dodge. So it's got the same, like for those of you who are coming from a Sprinter, right, you have to find a Mercedes dealer, and not all of them even work on Sprinters. This is a Dodge. It's got the same Eco Diesel that's in all the Dodge trucks, in the Eco Diesel Jeep Grand Cherokee. You're not going to have any trouble getting this serviced wherever you might be on the road. So that's about it for my first impressions of this. I wouldn't get a white one for our next RV. Our RV's white. I'm kind of tired of white. But the order time is like a several month lead time. So this is definitely on the list. So if you think I should bite it off and try to build my own next RV, let me know in the comments. Thanks everyone. Bye.